it's not too late to plant your bulbs. In fact, some of us plant them too early. In September, it might be too early for some of us, depending on where we live. We want to wait till the soil's just cooled down a little bit. There are a couple ways that you can plant your bulbs in the garden. I guess the reason that I might think about why is it adds color to your garden anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks before your other plants, trees and shrubs and flowers start to give a little bit of color. One way that you might consider just planting bulbs is taking a larger area, and it's a little bit of work, but just take your fork and loosen the soil. If you have heavy clay, it's going to be a little harder, and usually I like to come in here and dig twice or 2 times and break up this somewhat clay soil. And once you've loosened it to a point of where you can feel you can plant your bulbs anywhere from, anywhere maybe 5 to 9 inches, then you want to come in with any organic matter. You can add peat moss, leaves, anything to help loosen the soil, but it's very important to use some fertilizers. I like bulb tone. It's got lots of different natural things and organic items. Always follow the label. Just come in and broadcast it like so, and then mix it. A variety of ways to plant your bulbs include the following. You can just come in with maybe one narcissus type and plant them. I like to plant narcissus or daffodils deeper because these come back year after year. And they're also rodent-proof. Squirrels don't like them. Chipmunks don't like them. Even voles don't eat them. So you come in here and you plant these deep, right, maybe 8 to 9 inches deep. Plant them a little deeper than what maybe the label might say. And I like to plant them a little farther apart. But then what you can do is just leave it be or come in between, if you remember where you planted them, and then plant your tulips. And you plant your tulips maybe 6 to 8 inches deep in between them. One variety. And then right near the top, you might plant something like scilla. So you can go out and plan all this out, and this has a beautiful blue flower, as you can see right here. And just right near the surface, you plant your scilla, maybe about 2 or 3 inches deep. So one comes into bloom, then another comes into bloom, and another comes into bloom. And remember, your tulips probably aren't going to come back. So the great thing about planting daffodils underneath them is the daffodils will come back year after year. You can even think about planting bouquets or vases in your garden. It's just this easy. Take a shovel, loosen the soil, and as I did before, make sure you add your organic matter. But what you're going to do is take this soil out and just set it aside, just like this. And you're going to have a little, it's like digging a pot in the garden. And once you get down a little deep, maybe 8 inches or so, then you're going to come in, and initially, I'm going to plant this small flowered daffodil. And I'm going to plant about 3 to 5, and really I'm going to plant 5, evenly spaced in the hole just like that. And once I'm done with that, I'm going to come in and bring a little of that soil to cover these. And then I'm going to come and layer in the muscari, and I'm going to put maybe 5 again. And just set them right in here. Just like so. Bring in a little more of that soil. Then I'm going to bring in the crocus. And those you can plant pretty shallow near the surface. I might put about 7 or 8 of these. And what's going to happen is when these come into bloom, the crocus will bloom early, bloom first. And then you're going to have the daffodils with the yellowish gold flowers and the muscari blooming afterwards. And just cover it like this. And then you have your very own bouquet in the garden. And the last way to plant bulbs, and this is a little bit harder. These hand tools, they look easy, but they're not if you have clay. I like to use the ones you can really stand on. But you go ahead and you take this bulb planter, and you take out all the soil, And then you might go ahead, once you're done, and plant your narcissus first. Now, don't forget to put the bulb tone in and soil perfecta. You just set your narcissus at the bottom of the hole, and right on top of it, you bring your allium. Maybe bring in just a little bit of your loosened topsoil. Then you set your 3 crocus, just like this. And you take your loosened topsoil, cover up each of these little places that you've planted your bulbs. You want to plant these about, maybe 8 or 9 inches apart throughout the garden. Try to stay consistent with colors in a certain area so you really get that oomph. And what you're going to find in the spring is you're going to have your crocus coming into bloom. Then you're going to have your allium blooming, and it's going to end with your beautiful daffodils or narcissus. I'm Mark Viette. Join me next time in the garden.